Hey guys, this is Techo Freak here, and welcome to episode 10 of my Let's CS custom story creation tutorial for Amnesia. And today, we're going to talk about only patrol nodes, or path nodes. I think I mentioned this in the last episode. These are used interchangeably because in the level editor they're called path node areas, while when you use the code in the script you would use a patrol node. So if you hear me use these interchangeably, they're practically the same thing. So don't worry too much if you don't understand which one's which. They're both about the same, so don't get confused on that. So there's a good amount to talk about today. Just more the right way to use patrol nodes rather than how to use them. Using them isn't too bad. It's actually pretty simple to do to use the patrol nodes, but the more difficult part is how to properly use them, and I would say it's pretty tedious if you want to do it the correct way. I myself like to cut some corners and find other ways to do it, and I'm going to show you my way, and I'm also going to show you the way that it's recommended you do it. I think my way works perfectly fine, but it's up to you guys once again. So as usual, in the maps folder you can find the folder called templates with all the previous episodes and the ones for today, episode 10. This will have the code that you need for today. We're going to be using this one right here. There's other instructions here, just like in all my .hps files. So if you want to read these in addition to my tutorial, go for it. But yeah, I'm going to explain to you guys how to do what I did in this file right here. So for one, we're going to need to set up some path nodes on the level editor, and then from there we're going to go ahead and script that. So let's go ahead and open up our level editor today. And from last episode, if you recall, I put some stuff inside of this room. I also put a script area over here, so that the enemy spawns, yeah, and as of last time we set it so that the enemy would just come charging towards the player. We don't want that to happen right now. What we actually want is for the grunt to actually come in here and start searching, and eventually and start searching for the player through the use of patrol nodes. So that's what we're going to do in this episode. We don't want the grunt to get stuck, so we're going to give him directions of what to do. Patrol nodes are very useful. First, let me just show you over here in the areas. You can find path nodes listed here. Script is the first one, but path nodes is all the way down here. Not all the way down, but it's lower. So I'm going to go ahead and select path nodes. So path nodes set a certain area for the enemy to patrol, and if the enemy is not chasing you, he will be patrolling the area through the use of the path nodes. So it's very important to use them when you have an enemy in the map. So also in addition, when the grunt or the enemy reaches the last path node that you place, he will automatically disappear if the player is not looking at him, and if the player is about 10 meters or more away from the enemy. So they like to use meters for units. I'm going to use both feet and meters just to explain this to you guys. Just in case you're not sure how many meters in feet, how many feet are in meters. So the recommended way that you will get from the actual developers is 1 to 2 meters away. So first, let me place a path node right in front of our enemy here. I'm going to place one right there, and you're going to have to keep placing this and sort of make like a rail that he's going to walk through. You're going to be the one controlling where he walks and where he goes through the use of these path nodes. And he's going to continuously patrol the area following these path nodes. It's just going to go back and forth between them. So the recommended way that they say is to do about 1 to 2 meters, or that translates to about 3 to 6 feet, roughly like 3.5 to 7 feet. I would say like this is somewhere around the meter, and then another one here, and then like another one here. I myself find that to be a little bit tedious, especially since you're going to have to write a line of code for each path node that you write. Of course, the developers, they have all the time in the world, and their job is to make the game pretty good. You guys can cut corners and do it a different way. My way of doing it is I put one down, and then when he's going to make a turn, I put more in that turn, because otherwise he's going to cut the corner. So he's going to go there and then snap right in this direction. We don't want him to go in an L. We don't want him to go like that and just snap. We don't want him to go in that L way. We want him to smoothly come around the corner and continue down, and then make another smooth turn and continue that. We don't want to see him just like cut a corner, go, cut a corner, go. It doesn't seem as realistic, and we kind of want that realism. So using their method would work perfectly fine. If you just put them a meter apart, you won't have to deal with these corners. But since I don't like to do that, what I do is, for example, I want him to walk in this direction, and then I want him to turn around the corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just follow this line right here. And right here, I want him to go ahead and make a corner turn here. So I'm going to put one path node right there. So he's just going to go walk. So he's going to spawn here. He's going to walk to this point. He's going to keep walking and walk straight to this point. From here, I want him to make a smooth corner turn. So we're going to do something like this. Something like that. So basically he's going to make a nice smooth turn. You guys can mess around of how smooth you want it. You can put more closer together, or I myself just like doing 3. So he makes a decent turn here like that. Not too much of a hard turn. And then again, I just follow where the last one went. I'm going to put one here, and then like here, and then here. So he makes another nice smooth turn. And then as you can see, if you can just imagine the path here. Let me just put it like this. It's going to go straight, and then he's going to make a nice smooth turn, and then a nice smooth turn, and then he's going to head into the door after I put the next path node. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure he does that. So let me put it like right here. He can go at an angle. One right here, and then another one right there, and then I'll bring it back over here. Alright. Again, I'm not doing this too perfectly. If you guys want to make sure that it's perfect, go for it. So yeah, he's going to go through here, through there. If the door is closed, he's going to bust down the door and then come around the corner here. And then once again, I want him to make a nice little corner turn. Go there. This one's going to be a bit more, it's not going to be as smooth, but I want him to turn like this. Actually, maybe I'll just change that. Put the next one right here. Nope, not there. There. And then there, and then there. Alright, that's not bad. And then I want him to go to the front of this cabinet over here. So the goal is that the player is going to go here, and then he's going to hear the sound. He's going to hear the growl of the monster, of the grunt. So we want him to be aware of that, and then we want him to find. He's probably going to run and find a place to hide, especially if he has the door closed. He's gonna have some time before the monster comes in. We want him to start finding a place to hide. So we're hoping that the first place he wants to go to is this cabinet over here. So we're hoping he comes here, he opens the cabinet, and he tries to hide inside. And he's going to be peeking out the little thing to see where the monster is. And the monster is going to come down, come through here, and walk right up to where he is. So if they do decide to hide here, it feels like essentially it feels like the monster's coming right at them. And hopefully they'll creep the hell out of them. And then when the monster reaches the final one, like I was saying earlier, if the player is 10 or more meters away from the monster will disappear. Or if the player is directly looking at the monster will not disappear. Or if the player is within 10 meters of the monster. So if he reaches this point and those two conditions are not met, then he will start walking back. He will refollow his steps and follow all these points over here, all the way back till he reaches over here, and then he will go back and he'll patrol the area constantly until the player has gotten far enough from him. What I'm hoping to do eventually is remove the script area over here and probably put a key here. Probably put like a key here, and then when he grabs that key, the monster will spawn behind them. A typical Amnesia style way to spawn the enemy. When you grab a note or when you grab a key, you always hear the growl of the monster, and the monster comes right behind you. So I probably will do that. I'll probably put a key here. The moment he grabs the key, or maybe even better, I'll put the key in the cabinet over here, so that his first thought is to go ahead and hide inside when he hears the growl of the monster, and it'd just be great to watch the monster come up and freak out the player. So that'd be a pretty cool thing to do. And then that key, if the player manages to escape from the monster and he has the key, then he can use the key over here to unlock the door, and eventually there'll be more over here, like a hallway or something, and he can run into the hallway and hopefully the monster won't follow him. So that's the goal at the moment. Yeah, so as far as this is as far as I'm gonna go with the path nodes. That's where the monster is gonna do. Remember, if you want him to like run up to this place, run up to this place here, and then start walking backwards, follow these three here, and then head over here, you can do that. And I'll explain how you could do that when we start scripting it. So, my bad. So let's go over to the scripting part and see what we need to do for the scripting. It's actually pretty simple, so you guys won't have to worry too much about it being too difficult. So let's go over to our Notepad++, and let's look at our monster spawn script over here. All we have it set. I removed the last line that makes the grunt charge right at you, so don't forget that I did that. I also and I also have the information we need over here. So the monster will spawn in, but we want him to follow these path nodes. They just don't happen like that. He doesn't just follow them because he feels like following them. We're gonna have to set the monster to follow them. So let's go over here to our episode 10, and we're going to be using this line right here. This is the main line we're going to be using. It's add enemy patrol node. Like I was saying, it's called patrol node here, but in the level editor it's called path node. So let's go ahead and copy this line right here, bring it over to our room 01, and when you want to set up path nodes for an enemy, you want to do it before. What typically custom is to set the path nodes that he's gonna follow before the enemy has spawned in. So we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go ahead and paste that on top of here. So all the add enemy patrol nodes are gonna go on top of the set entity active. We want to set all the patrol nodes before the enemy spawned in. That's just the typical way the developers do it, and the way I would recommend you guys doing it. It's just a custom, and you guys should do it too. And let's start filling out the information. In the first parameter here, we want to change it from enemy name to the name of our enemy, which is going to be grunt1. That's the one that we want to that's the grunt that we want to follow the path node. So next we're going to remove this here, path node name, and we're going to set it with the name of the first path node. And I put down a point right there. Let me see, did I put one over here? No, I didn't. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and click on our first path node, which is over here. Path node area 1, and let's copy that and paste it right here. Oh crap, I accidentally copied that one. Okay. Go and paste it there. Alright, so it's path node area 1. And if you notice, every time you place another one that has the same name as the one before, it'll just change it to 2. So we should have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. all the way to the end. So let's I knew I placed an extra one here, so let's get rid of that one. So over here, so right here, Let's click it, and that's the last one we want them to go to. So that's 14 path nodes. So that's how many times we want to reuse this line of code over here. We want to reuse this line of code 14 times. This is the part where I was talking about. That's pretty tedious. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this line and do it and paste it in 14 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now let's change all the numbers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's go ahead and save that. Okay. So now let's talk about these extra parameters over here before we go any further. The 0.01 is the amount of time you want the enemy to wait at a certain path node. So you would think that I want them to just follow them instantly, so we would put 0.01, but that's actually not how it works. 0.001 is a lot faster than 0.0. I don't know why the developers did it that way, but they did make a comment on that. If you go to the over here in episode 10.hps, here's another tutorial if you guys want to follow. If you want more information of what I'm doing, and over here on their website, they say that 0.01 is not as fast as like 0.001. So I use 0.001 because it's the fastest, and I want them to quickly make those corners. They recommend you use them in the corners. I'm just like using them all the way out. I want them to follow the points because the faster he does the corners, the more smoother it looks. So I just use 0.001 for all of them, unless I want them to stay at a certain point a little bit longer, and I actually do. And I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. And this last parameter here is the typical animation, the animation that you want the player to, that you want the grunt to do while going through these nodes. Even the developers say it's essentially useless. It can barely be used. But you know, if some of you guys do end up getting good enough to create animations that you want the grunt to do, or if possibly you download a custom animation, then that's great, because you can possibly use that animation here and have the grunt patrol that area doing that specific type of animation. So it's a cool thing to do, cool parameter that they included, but they themselves find it pretty useless to use. So, but it can be helpful to other people. So here's where I wanted to use this other thing. I want when the grunt gets here, I want them to wait there for a second or two. I'll probably set it to 1 second, just in case the player does decide to hide inside of the cabinet. The grunt will come here and will stop for a second, so the player thinks that he's been spotted and possibly even freak out and run out of the side of the cabinet. But we do want the grunt to stop here for a second, otherwise the grunt will get here and instantly just turn around and head back where he came from. So this is path node 14, the last one we put. So in path node area 14, we want to change it. We want to change it over here. Remember, these are float variables. Float variables typically have like decimal points. So if you did want to put like 0.0, you would leave it like this. You wouldn't just put 0. You would put 0.0. Again, it's just a custom. You can also put an F at the end of these, like that. But again, yeah, it's not necessary like that. So I'm gonna go over here and just here, and I'm going to erase this 0, and I'm going to put 1. So he's going to wait there for 1.0 seconds, and then he's going to start walking. He's going to start retrace his steps and follow the path nodes all the way back, because if the player is not further than 10 meters away, and if the player is not looking at him. So let's go ahead and save that. Okay, so I believe we just covered everything we needed to. If I went too fast, I'm sorry about that. I don't think I went too fast, but let me know if I did, or if you guys want me to talk some more about patrol nodes and stuff. But this is essentially what it is. If you guys want to see more uses for the patrol node, just let me know. I'm going to keep reviewing some more things about enemies and what more you can do with enemies, and that's probably what the next episode is going to be about. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video. For now, let's go ahead and save up our stuff and load it up in our custom story. I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, here we are in our map again. And as usual, we're going to have to go get the key from the closet over here. And go ahead and grab that key. Alright, so let's go ahead and unlock this. Should probably show you guys how to give the player a lantern, or just put the lantern over there, because it does get dark in here. So I'm going to close the door because I do want to see this grunt bust down the door. And when we step over there, the grunt will start coming around and come in here and then run that way. I'm going to go and make myself a little place to hide behind these barrels so we can at least see him do this. I don't want to get spotted and then have him run over here. I want you guys to see him, so make sure I can run through here. Yeah. Alright, so right here. And there's the growl. Just heard him growl. Let's grab this. So he's patrolling the areas we just told him to. So there he is. He's breaking the door, just like I said he would. There he broke it. He's gonna come around, turn the corner, go around. I think that corner was a bit too quick. That's gonna be a second. There he goes. That's a second. He's probably gonna see me now. Don't want him to see me, so I'm gonna hold up this barrel. There he goes. Okay. So now he's going back the way he came. As long as he doesn't see me. So there he goes. So yeah, he continues patrolling that area that we set, unless the player gets far enough from him. That's what we're hoping. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, well, yeah. We'll talk more about this in the next episode. I'm probably going to leave the patrol nodes there. Remember that we do want the enemy to at some point disappear. So I'm not sure how when we're going to do that, or maybe I'll have the player try and run from the grunt and escape through the door. We also got to talk about checkpoints, just in case the player does die. Because if I were to die right now, I think I might just spawn in a black empty area and just start falling down. So we do need to talk about checkpoints and what they do. But that's it for this episode. Speaking about checkpoints, we should probably do that for those people out there that are already developing their maps and already setting them with monsters, and then they just spawn in the middle of nowhere and fall. We probably do gotta review that. So in the next episode, I will probably be doing checkpoints, and I will talk some more things that you can, and I'll talk about some more things that we can do with enemies, and see what we can do. So yeah, that's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed and hope it was helpful. Leave in the comments what other things you want me to do in the future after I cover what I need to cover. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.